With data leakage, it's quite an interesting topic. I think in the last year, we've been seeing a lot of questions around it. Customers have been asking me. Partners who have been implementing security solutions have been asking me about data leakage prevention. I can narrow it down for you. If you have an employee in a company, and the one thing that you're most afraid of them taking away is not the PC, is not the printer, it's not even the keys to your office, because all these things are replaceable. What's irreplaceable is your customer list. Things that are owned by you, the things that are most critical towards revenue building. Data leakage prevention is really to enhance the ability of your organization to actually prevent this from happening. I think that companies need to spend a lot of time this year as we go through a time where companies are consolidating themselves. They're actually building up the ability to go through these tough times. This is the time you want to look at your customer list. Look at all the things that are so critical to your operations and make sure that they are protected. You want to build systems that have policy controls around them. You want to ensure that your staff are not sending out emails or don't have the ability to send out emails to a Hotmail account. You wouldn't want to be able to send your customer list to a Hotmail account. I would be questioning my staff about that. That's the one way you can do it. Implementing a solution that controls that. You want to look at the usage of USB in your office. We all know that people have lost information, critical information out of USBs that they were carrying home to work on. Do you really need to do that? AGM notes pre-released. Shouldn't you have a system in place where you can actually do this, where you send it through a secure encrypted email and then have the ability to control that email in terms of how long it's kept online, whether that email is allowed to be forwarded, and the download mechanism of the attachment itself. So, these are just some of the ways you could look at data leakage prevention. 2 years ago, if you asked me what it was, I would have said, you've got to be really careful about the emails that you download. You've got to be really careful about the information that you send. And as each year goes by, the industry addresses each thing and calms our fears a little bit. What I see as a growing trend is the spammers have become a little bit more smarter now. They've realized that if they send just a mail with the usual words within that email, that it's going to be picked up and defined as spam. So they've come up with image-based spam. And fortunately, we've got technology around eliminating that now as well. I see that spammers will find ingenious methods to actually go out there and make sure they get the end message to their potential customer, which is 1 in 1 million possibly. But that's 1 in 1 million chance of them earning $1. And they will keep trying to do that, and they will try to beat the system. So that's going to be a trend that we're going to see some really interesting ways spammers are actually going to come out and try and get to us. I also see that given the tough times we're going through, I think we're going to see a lot of disgruntled employees who are going to find ways to accept the manner in which they've been let go. So they're going to try and take away not your valuables here, because that's theft. But they don't understand that stealing information from the company, customer lists, credit card information is also theft. I think that data leakage prevention and how we use technology to address that will be a trend in 2009. I think a lot of people are going to, especially CIOs out there, are going to come out and say, what can we do? How can we do this? What's the cost? And given it's such a tough year, can we reduce the cost and make sure this goes through? So that's going to be a trend in 2009. And finally, I think a lot of companies understand that using file transfer protocol itself by itself is not secure. They need a secure way to send these informations out there now, because you've got all these people sitting out there bored, and they suddenly said, you know what, I've detected a file transfer. Oh my God, it's got 100 credit card numbers in there. The CIOs, the trend this year, will see that they've got to encrypt this transfer. They've got to use the internet to do it at a lower cost, because cost is becoming such an issue. We are going to see that security is going to be a big trend here. You're going to see people trying to earn money out of the deficiencies within the systems, but you're also going to see a lot of great adoption of new technologies to make sure it works, that it's secure. Companies can keep moving forward to 2010 and hopefully come out of all this as they were before, and given all the hurdles they have to cross this year.